Through the 7 years of its existence, Geometry Dash had many community projects come and go. So far, there are 264 Extreme Demons released and rated, but there are many more that unfortunately lost their hype to a degree where they died and weren't continued. Some of these projects, however, were just on the verge of dying, but their host managed to revive them with dedication so that they could be fully released. Today, we'll be looking at a few Extreme Demons that were brought back from the grave. But first, I've noticed something about my YouTube statistics. According to them, only 25% of my viewers are actually subscribed to my channel. I want to see if we could get that to, let's say, 50%, and if we manage to do it, I would reach about 60,000 subscribers. So if you want to help me stay motivated, please click the subscribe button below this video. It takes you about 2 seconds, it's free, and you can always unsubscribe. Anyway, back to the video, let's have a look at 5 revived Extreme Demon projects. The first level on the list of Extreme Demons that unexpectedly came back to life goes by the name of Tartarus, or formerly Silent Akbar. Tartarus is a collaboration between Cyclic, Heinz, N-Level, and more, all brought together by Riot. The level was openly hacked and published onto the GD servers at the beginning of 2018. Riot, along with other hosts, challenged the community that the level's first victor would be considered its official verifier, rewarded with a shoutout from him and having his name echo in the history of the game. But the tide turned shortly after. Not only has Riot, the level's main host, retired from Geometry Dash completely, his channel with over 200,000 subscribers was also terminated by YouTube in July 2018 for advertising Twitch in one of his videos. With the shoutout prize gone, the community felt no motivation whatsoever to insist on completing Tartarus, so the level went dead silent for over half a year. After the long silence, a Canadian player called Molten started progressing on it in January 2019, reaching 32% and eventually slowly bringing the level back to life with further and further progression. The level was 1 year later verified by Dolphy, a player from Russia. Next level on the list is Kinos, one of the most talked about levels in Geometry Dash. It's an extended remade version of Sakupan Hell, another hell-themed Extreme Demon. Honestly, Kinos is more of an honorable mention, but it still took enough time and had a few periods with no progression for me to include it. It was first heard of when Bionox, its host, previewed it on his channel under the name Kinos Preview Sakupan Hell's Extension. The video was uploaded in December of 2016 and there are no traces of Kinos further in the past. It was then handed to Chief Flurry, who posted multiple teasers showing the level's building progression. There was, however, a period of silence for Kinos that lasted for about half a year, from May of 2017 to January of 2018. Chief Flurry's computer had an error so that he no longer had access to it, and of course he was unable to update the community on Kinos' progression. The level made a return half a year later when Kinos finally received some updates and Chief Flurry posted a preview on his channel. After the release of the preview video, the level received a huge boost and was finished shortly after. Through the course of the following year, the level switched verifiers 3 times, going from Chief Flurry to Combine, then Merc, and lastly Nepesta, who modified the level multiple times to make it more difficult. Kinos was finished and the verification process began. The only reason the level didn't reach another period of stagnation like it previously did with Chief Flurry was probably due to a popular opinion of the new 2.2 update getting closer and closer, which obviously turned out to be false. I mean, it's been 3 years and a half now. Still, it was convincing enough for Nepesta to hurry the project up, even though it took a while. We could say its verification was rushed, but that makes it no less of a huge achievement Nepesta managed to do. He verified it at the end of 2019, about a year after it was handed to him. Freedom 08 is an Extreme Demon Mega Collab hosted by Penuto. First noted traces of the level reach back into May of 2017 when the host showcased its gameplay in his series, Penuto's Spicy Layout. Asharn, a very recognized player at the time, was so intrigued that he asked Penuto for a copy of the layout, got it, uploaded his progression, and got the level a lot of attention since the video of it he posted blew up. Back then, the level was set to be decorated by Metalface221, who would then upload the finished project. However, things changed. Despite the hype, the project sank into oblivion. Nothing about it was publicly stated, and the community didn't really know what was going on with it. But then, almost an entire year of waiting later, the level made a return on Penuto's channel in March of 2018. In order for it to not go dead silent again, it was reorganized. It was no longer going to be decorated by Metalface entirely, it had turned into a mega collab with many creators decorating sections of the layout. 2 months later, another preview came out, and in August of 2018, Golden was assigned as its official verifier. He managed to finish his job in late April of 2019. Thinking Space is, so to say, a completely regular level, but then again, not that regular since it was considered impossible at its release. It was built by the real Hideki as a solo level, and I managed to find its original version still posted on the Geometry Dash servers. I noted down its ID and compared it with an ID of one of my own levels, then took a look at when that level was released. Judging by that, Thinking Space must have been uploaded at the end of 2015, just as the 2.0 update was released. It was never really that known to the community. I've only seen 2 people progress in it, as a matter of fact. One was Hequinox, who managed to get some good runs in early 2018. Both his runs and Stormfly's showcase of the level sparked a fire and caught the interest of a player named Atomic, who later took more than 60k attempts to verify it in April of 2019. If we look at Thinking Space's full history, the level was unrecognized since its release in 2015 till Stormfly's showcase in early 2018, making it dead for just over 2 years before being revived by Atomic. For the final level on the list, we have Molten Gear. Molten Gear is an Extreme Demon project with what's probably the most wavy story a Geometry Dash level has yet had. Formerly known as Fusion Z, it was first revealed in the summer of 2016 when Manix, its official host, uploaded it part by part on his channel in order to showcase it. The level reached an extreme amount of hype. It was thought to be near, if not impossible, game-breaking, and some even claimed it would completely destroy the community and put it in some state of anarchy. Opinions varied really, but it was positively regarded in general. It had a few verifiers such as Chief Flurry, Geomania, Diamond Splash, and Hequinox, but even despite that, it was taking so long for the level to get any progression that the hype eventually died out. The level went dead. It was never officially proclaimed so, but no one really seemed to be interested in it anymore. Then, about a year after its first ever showcase, negotiations started between Manix, its host, and Noble Boy, who didn't want to see the level die. Manix allowed the level to be released if some parts were changed, as well as the name. In November 2017, a creator contest was hosted for players to be accepted into the newly named mega collab, Molten Gear. The process took so long, it plunged Molten Gear into another period of dead silence, but even that came to an end. After an entire year and a half, during which nothing was heard of the level other than the creator contest results, Molten Gear was finally ready. It was verified just a month before this video was made in June of 2020. Molten Gear went through a lot. Twice in the grave, twice back. Nothing to say, it's a true zombie among extreme demons. And there we have it. Those were 5 extreme demons that stared death in the face and still managed to end up as finished and released projects. Thank you everyone so much for watching, hope you learned something new, and to all of you Geometry Dash historians, please don't sue me if I said anything incorrect, okay? History is hard. Anyways, subscribe for more if you enjoyed. Let's hit 60,000. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.